What's the best investment in terms of small cap altcoins right now? Is it Algorand? Is it HBar? Is it LCX? Well, guys, we're going to dive into all of those in this video and talk about what is really important right now in crypto in general. Guys, before we look into any of those particular tokens, I wanted to look at what's going on in Bitcoin and let you know that something very, very significant is due to happen in just the next few hours. As we see, the Bitcoin has been rallying really, really strongly and is starting to tail off. And jumping into the story over on Barron's, the interest rates are due to take another hike today as the Fed will have a massive announcement. But there's something very concerning about that particular story and how it's going to be reacted upon. Now, this over here is my FX book. Very useful website if you want to see what financial news is coming up, and you can see when they're about to get dropped, the countries or the regions it's about to affect, and then, you know, the likelihood or the impact that you're likely to see. Now, when it comes to stock news, crypto news, anything, if the news is anticipated and it comes out as expected, then no real move will happen. In here, guys, you can see the previous stat or previous number that was expected. And then on the right hand side, you get the actual event. And if you look at these over here, you can see the consensus was this, or what was expected was this, and then the result was bullish if it was green and bearish if it was red. Now, in terms of the interest rates, we've been seeing now that the expected rate hike is not going to be that big. But then the Fed 1 month ago said that it was going to be 5 basis points rather than 2 basis points. So either the Fed was lying or everyone is massively wrong. And if everyone is massively wrong and the Fed makes an announcement that's in line with what they said last month, then it's going to be absolutely disastrous for the stock market, for crypto, because interest rates going up is really bad news for investments. And if that happens, you're looking at Bitcoin falling to at least this area. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a fall of a whopping 10%. But realistically, I can see it maybe going a little bit further, maybe coming in towards this zone, which is 20%. So what does that mean for the likes of HBar? Well, guys, HBar, as you can see, unlike Bitcoin, which has rallied like 20 or 30%, right? HBar has rallied 100%. You see the Algorand again rallied like 45%. Solana has rallied 135%. Where Bitcoin is looking very overpriced right now, in my opinion, in terms of the short term, or when it comes to these cryptos, you're also anticipating they are fairly overpriced as well. We have actually, however, seen for HBar, for example, coming down a good 25% already. But you would anticipate a further, more significant drop if Bitcoin is to fall aggressively. Now, in terms of whether or not we want to be investing in HBar, we want to be investing in Algorand, we want to be investing in Solana, LCX token, whatever. Now, I'm actually going to say these are all quality tokens. We've looked at all of them on this channel for a good reason, because I see them as good investments for one reason or another. If you have already searched this video because you're looking at HBar and things like that, it's probably not the video that's going to explain exactly what those tokens do, but all you need to understand is that each and every one of them has a very good use case. It does what it does extremely well, and this is more than enough to really get traction in a crypto market. As well as that, you're now probably seeing them being featured on tons of different YouTube channels. And that's because of trending. If you come across to Coin Market Cap, you can also see what is trending on cryptocurrency. Now, cryptocurrency is a very shallow market. Most people in crypto don't really know what each of the cryptos do. I've talked about this before on the channel. It's not designed to insult anyone. But when someone sat in the comments being like, oh, Solana's 100% better than Ethereum, or Ethereum's 100% better than the Solana, it doesn't really matter, right? Longer term, maybe, you know, one might outperform the other because of how it's actually doing. But really, guys, I want to point out things like Shiba Inu, right? This is a dog token, a token with a picture of a dog on it. Doesn't do anything, and yet sits here with a $6.3 billion market cap. If this doesn't show that people just buy the hype and buy things that sound exciting and whatever, then you need to have a good think about this. But I want to point out that a lot of the ones that we see starting to get hyped up and excited about, they do tend to come in and pump very well. And if you are jumping on those trends, as long as you're not jumping on them too late, then you're going to be in a good position going forward. Now, if we jump back to this HBar chart, I have told you that we could potentially, worst case, well, I mean, worst case is, you know, we dump out the bottom of here. Let's say worst case, HBar returns down towards this level here. So that would be a drop of like, what, 41%. Awful. So if I put in $100, I lose $41 if I go and realize it. But, you know, maybe at that point I could just buy another $20 odd, and then I'll be back at a good level. I've got some good HBar in the market. I'm happy enough. My price, or my leveled out my price or average price paid, we're looking good. But if this news from the Fed is like shocking, terrible, you know, disastrous, then, eventually we're going to find a bottom. It might not be here. It might come a little bit later on in the year. If we get knocked off this right now and we do come back down to this bottom level, then it's going to be a bit sad for everyone because we're all very excited about crypto getting moving again. It doesn't really make sense that crypto is moving again right now, though. There is a lot of reason to believe. There's a lot of reason out there that actually says that crypto shouldn't really be moving right now. So this could be a bit of a scary time. We'll see what happens later on. If, however, the Fed goes and decreases the amount of interest rates and says, we're on top of things are looking really good, then that could be a very different story, and we could get flown up towards $30,000 really, really quickly. But looking into HBar, I just said there's a 41% downside to back to this all-time high, swing high up here. It's got like a 750%. So my $100 would potentially turn into $750. So effectively, in my scenario, I'm risking $41 to make $650 profit on my original $100 invested. Does that sound like a good option? Well, guys, people who are trying to buy the very, very bottom right now, then I recommend just dollar cost averaging. People who are waiting for a lower price, I would say that actually I would wait until after this meeting results come out in the next sort of 6 hours or so, something like that. But I would say that actually I would anticipate this around here still being a good area. Let's say HBar went up here, right? That's another like 30% rise. If I then bought here and it went up to here, then I still make 481%. Every time, obviously, that it's getting higher, then my risk to reward ratio not so good. Every time it gets lower, then it gets better. The lower it gets down, the better I should feel about buying it, rather than the more panicked I feel about buying it, which is what most people do. So in terms of which I'm buying, well, guys, I'm buying all of them, but let's take a look at them individually. HBar, from here to all-time highs, you got 852%. I do think that if Bitcoin in the shorter term gets a more bullish outlook, then we're going to be jumping up towards this previous area of support, which could be, for HBar, something like 160% push. There's no guarantee that that's going to happen. I still do think that Bitcoin, etc., due a little bit of a cool off in the next few days, but that could be a nice opportunity for us. Now, Algorand, again, obviously I'm going to ignore this sort of like starting price up here, but we would say that anticipate here 1,034%. And then we got LCX, from current price, 439%. I get it, loads of people are going to be like, oh, you haven't told me anything about these individual tokens and how they're going to perform. Well, I have told you how I think they're going to perform. I'm looking at the upside potential. Now, obviously, you can go away and do your due diligence, get into the websites, understand a little bit about the websites. You can go and watch videos specifically explaining what LCX token is, what Algorand is, what HBar is, and then understand whether or not I think it's got a good use case. A lot of this is better than that. It doesn't really make sense. You shouldn't be stacking all of your money into one place in the portfolio, in my opinion, anyway. Because say I put all my money in Solana, and Solana goes to zero because of some FTX drama that unfolds, then I'm going to be devastated. But let's say I put 25% in Solana, 25% in LCX, 25% in HBar, 25% in Algorand, all of which have the potential to do like a 10x in the next 2 years, at least, in my opinion, then if one of them fails for whatever unknown reason comes out about it, like HBar gets destroyed by the SEC or something, goes under like years of boring action like XRP is currently looking at, and potentially will then just end up going under because the SEC will sink it, which I think will probably happen anyway, then you're fine. Because, okay, 25% of your money is gone, but one of the others that goes and does a 10x, in this scenario, we've got like $250 in each. If we'd invested $1,000, then one of them does a 10x. That's $2.5 grand back. I don't care if the others go to zero because one of them has made me a 10x. Trying to stack it all into one because you think it's going to win is a really greedy way to do it. It's like going and gambling on a horse, hoping that horse wins. Like, obviously, that horse might win. You might make lots of money. But, with crypto, guys, choose a few good picks. Things that are trending with good use cases, etc. for the future. And I think you can go all right with this. I don't think there's too much drama that can really unfold. And if you're unsure of where you want to be buying and selling crypto, well, head across to fairdesk.com. A link down below in the description. You'll be able to get a VIP status through going through my link, which will give you the very best rates on exchange. As well as that, you will also get a bonus for signing up today. You can do your various spot trading, futures trading, all sorts of different things. And you can also do copy trading, where you can copy experienced traders with just a few clicks of the button, which will allow you to place trades automatically. When they are making trades, it will help you make money when they make money. But obviously, guys, if they lose money, you'll obviously lose money as well. So don't go and throw loads of money in that you can't afford to lose. Even if someone's been doing really well, you could potentially get burned, because you never know what's going to happen next. If you enjoyed that video and you found it useful, then hit the thumbs up button for me. If you're new to the channel and you want to know more about different altcoins going into the altcoin season, then hit subscribe and I will see you in the very next video.